I'm Studio Meineck. I run my own social design studio. We specialise in co-designing with people and combining physical and digital. Trove is a product we've been designing with and for children in care and adopted children. And the project is a collaboration between my company and the University of Bristol. Trove is an interactive bag that allows the child to be in control of their own life story. It uses digital technologies to bring treasured objects to life through the child's own voice. Inside, it's got a visual interface. You can record a story by using the interface and a set of headphones, and you do that by putting a small little sticker on the object and then putting it on the X to play back the story. The software also keeps an archive of all the different times you've recorded a story about a particular object. Some of the features of Trove include audible instructions to make it more accessible. It's customizable so you can add your own objects and stories. There is a simple visual password to add a level of security to your stories. It can all be backed up to the cloud to keep everything safe. And it's slim so you can fit it under your bed.
We have learned that for children who are separated from their families of birth, actually forming an identity depends on what you know about your past, where you came from, your current experiences, and of course your hopes for the future.
There was a sense in which, talking to Chloe, it seemed that this would fill a really important gap, because without birth family reminders over time, it's very easy for the stories to be lost. The objects remain really precious, but the stories get lost over time. Objects for all of us are important anchorage points in terms of our identity, in terms of giving us some sense of who we are and belonging.
Trove, I think, is an amazing project. Obviously I've been involved in it since the original prototype quite a few years ago. But I think it's about the importance of life story work, but also the importance of having memories as a child and bringing them into adulthood, and how that can affect your identity as you're growing up, and the importance of kind of being able to have ownership over those memories through things like the Trove box.
We see Trove being used alongside life story work, but the important difference is the fact that with Trove the child is in control, so they get to decide what's recorded, what objects are used. It's not someone telling them what their life story is. So we've seen Trove being used with children as young as 4, and we hope that it's something that can grow with them throughout their childhood into teenage years. The project has had a multidisciplinary team behind its creation. Throughout the process of designing Trove, we've been running workshops and pilots with different groups in order to gather feedback. Some of these groups have included care leavers, children in care, adopted children, foster parents, adoptive parents, and social workers. And all these people have really helped us gather lots of feedback and insight, so we know that we are designing something that fulfills people's needs. Some of the benefits we've already seen, especially through our pilot with adopted children, is the fact that they're getting their objects down from the loft and they're asking their parents, oh, where does this come from? What does this mean? And it's really strengthened that family bond and openness to talk about difficult topics. Often it's easier to talk about something if you have an object there. And what we've seen is some of the adopters being really happy that they have something to focus on, and they can kind of start bonding and chatting about different objects and the child's life story. The next steps for Trove with funding is to test the current prototypes we've got, and then it's to iterate on that and get investment to launch this product to get it to the children that need it. By having a Trove, a child knows that they are cared for. They can look back on previous experiences, try to connect the dots, and have a greater sense of identity and who they are.